Have you heard from Tom Petty at all?
Not for a while.
There's that pretty lady.
Hello.
Hello, Christine. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to be with you. I wasn't very well.
You didn't sound good. You sound a little flustered and stressed. Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm
I'm here.
glad you're here. It's glad I was worried about you.
Mm.
Were you, John?
Yep.
Bill's here too.
Yeah, you appear to be a bit better today, Peter.
I'm working on the breathing, Christine. I
Good.
don't-
It really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I can do it if I'm lying down, but if I'm sitting up, I find it hard to do. Anyway,
But
hello, Bill. Nice to see you,
you,
Bill.
what I want you to do is sit up straighter
Okay.
because you look better when you sit up straighter. You tend to hunch down a little. That's not good for you.
Okay. Right. Well, look, I want to make this quick, and I'm not sure how long I can talk for, but John's here and he can take over. And nice to see you, Bill. And by the way, thank you very much for everything you do as a brother. Good man. What I'd like to ask you one question, all right? And this to me is a zinger. I really think this is a zinger. And it's a question I would ask every potential client. And that is, tell me, would you be happy if you had one new client a month, every month? Just one. Would you be happy with that? I've used that very simple sentence and it's been very effective. And people say, oh, I think I need more than that. Well, maybe not sure. Let's talk about that. And sorry, I'm running out. Let me just have a breath for a minute. So when you're talking to a potential client, there are three. I want to share this with you, then get your feedback, okay? There are three basic questions you can ask them to start with. The first question is this, Mr. Potential Client, how many people would you speak with on average for the first time every month? Right? How many? Now let's keep it really simple. Let's say, Bill, what would you say? How many people would you speak with for the first time each month? New people, new connections. Would it be 5 or 10 or 20?
Probably around 5.
About 5. What about you, Christine?
What specifically for selling to them?
Yeah, no, just no. Just
Just talking to people.
how many people do you reach out and talk to for the first time each month? Yes,
Oh, for the first time.
the first time. Bill said 5. Is that right? In a month.
Yeah, that
In a
I
month.
actually speak with. I mean, I do have conversations with people back and forth when they first come in, but that doesn't mean it leads to anything.
No. I'll just be no. Don't misread it. Just how many people do you speak with for the first time? That's all. Would
I
be
reckon about
Oh.
40.
Yeah,
about
at
40.
least that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you're talking to 40 people. Okay, for the first time. Don't worry about anything else. You're just meeting them for the first time. What about you, John?
I average, I'd say about 30.
Okay, about 30. So of those 30, right, how many of those actually over some period of time ever become a client? How many of the 30 would you get as a client, John?
I'd say likely 5 to 6.
5 to 6. And
Yeah.
Christine, what about you? Of the 40, how many of those would ever become a client at some time or another?
I've only had a couple of clients from that kind of conversation
So maybe 2?
because I haven't specifically gone out to,
No,
get business.
no, that's fine.
It's just
Come
through
on.
networking. But so now I've only had a couple of people from the ones that I've met. Oh, yeah, a handful of
So
people.
out of the 40, perhaps you might get I get 2.
I wouldn't even say it's that ratio yet. Not at the moment anyway.
Okay. Well, let's make it 1. Something. Give yourself something, right? What about you, Bill? Out of the 40, over whatever, how many would you get as a potential client from the 40 you had an initial conversation
Potential or as clients?
as a client?
Okay. I haven't been recruiting, so I really don't know. I've been just
Okay.
building at the moment.
We'll leave it there. Okay. So, John, out of the 30 that you talk with, like you have some sort of conversation with, and just to say hello, introduce yourself, whatever
Yeah.
you do, 5 of those become a client over some period of time, right?
Right.
Christine was saying maybe 1 out of the 40, and Bill, at this point, he hasn't been doing it. So we'll leave that, Bill. Leave it, no problem. So, John, of those 5 that you get, okay, how much would each one be worth to you on a monthly basis?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yep.
So $1,000. And on average, how long would they stay with you? Would they stay with you for just 1 year or 5 years or 10 years?
The average is about 3 to 5 years.
Okay. So in your case, John, each client would be, tell me if I'm right, would be worth about 12,000 a year to you?
Minimum 12 grand. Yep.
This is 1,000 a month, right?
Yep.
And if they stayed with you for, say, what, on average?
Average 4. If you made it 4 years for easy number, that's 48 grand.
Let's make it less than that. Let's make it 3. Let's make it really conservative. Just 3 years.
Yep.
All right. Which is 36,000, right?
Yep.
What we're saying is you reach out to 30 people for the first time. Of those, 5 become a client, and each one of those is worth about $1,000 a month to you, which is
Yep.
12,000 a year. And if they stay with you even for 3 years, it's worth 36,000. Is that right?
Yep.
So each client's worth 36,000. And I'm saying this, but this is the way you can actually have people rethink the way they're looking at their business. That's all I'm saying. So can I continue with you, John? Do you mind?
Sure.
So of those 30, you get 5. That means there's 25, right, that didn't become clients, right?
Right.
Okay, now let's be really conservative here. Let's get rid of half of them because they're probably tire kickers. They probably wouldn't have joined you anyway, right?
Yep.
Let's bring that back down to say, or even worse, let's just say 10. Let's get rid of 15 of them.
Sure.
Right? So you now got 10 left, right?
Yep.
Would that be fair?
Sorry.
Would that be conservative?
Yeah. 10's good.
Okay. So in other words, let me go again. You spoke with 30, 5 became clients. That leaves 25 who didn't become a client. We're getting rid of 15 of those anyway. This leaves you with 10. Who
Yep.
could be those 10, right? If they become a client, and this is a very conservative figure, are worth 36,000 to you. You just told
Yep.
me that, which means right now you're leaving $360,000 in your own backyard.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Sucks.
Yep.
So I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't need to have more leads. You just need to look in your own backyard, okay, and convert more the ones that you've got already. Would that be true?
Yeah, you just pointed out 360,000 good reasons for it.
Okay. So now I'll repeat the initial question. Tell me, would you be happy with even just 1 new client a month?
Obviously, one would be good, but if obviously you got 10, that's a whole lot better.
Mm. I'll just stop there. What do you think, Christine?
Well, if you've got a good client, or a client who is responding to what you're working with them for, and they trust you, and it's a good relationship, you have that good rapport, well, then you can upsell that person to the next thing, perhaps, if they need it. I mean, there's no ethics in selling them something they don't need, but if they need it and it's going to benefit them, then you can upsell them, and because they trust you and you got that good relationship and they're getting some kind of results from what you're already doing, they're likely to buy it. So yeah, I think having one good client can work well for you.
Mm-hmm. So really, in your case, Christine, in John's case, you don't need to find new clients, John. You just need to optimize the one you've got in your own backyard right now. Would you agree with that?
Yep, 100%.
What's stopping that from happening right now, John?
Me getting on my ass and doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else?
It's
Not
me
just
too.
get better at the languaging and showing them that I understand them and understand their problem. And it's not just trying to sell them something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's to understand them and their problem.
So let me rephrase it to you again. Right? Would you be happy if you could have just one new client a month? The answer is obviously yes, right?
Yep.
You've got, and we are concerned. We started with 30. You reached out to. We knocked it back to 10, right? And
Yep.
even knocked it back to 5. Doesn't matter much, right? You still
Yep.
got about 200,000. What I'm getting at, how would you go about going back to those people that you already had a conversation with and they didn't join you, right? How would you go back to them? What would you do?
Go back to them and let them know that I have something I want to share with them that could help them get to their results and goals, to help them solve their problem.
Yeah. The difficulty would be when you're doing that, you're actually chasing them, aren't you?
Sorry, you're actually,
When you do that, you're actually chasing them. You're following them up, correct?
correct.
Is there another way you could do it rather than do it that way? Bill and Christine, it's open discussion. You've had,
Well,
let me rephrase the question so you got this right. Let me have a big breath, hang on. What I'm saying is this, you've already spoken to these people, and Christine, I hear your point, which is well taken about trust, etc. Right? But let's assume that you are a person who builds trust, all right? Otherwise you shouldn't be doing it, right? But they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't join you, for whatever it is. And it could have been the languaging you used. It could have been the fact that you maybe went too quickly into your opportunity or your solution. It could have been a whole range of things. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. But in order to actually get back to them again, okay, how do you think we could do that in a way that is the most effective way possible without feeling like you're chasing people up? What could you do?
I think if you took in, with the clients that you already have and within your community,
Mm-hmm.
you take in, show their, with their permission, of course, you would have to do this, I guess, use testimonials or whatever, or even, congratulate them for making successes within the group, over a period of time. And when other people see those successes, then they're going to be more apt to approach you and open gateway for more conversation.
Okay, interesting point, Bill. Do you think testimonials are as valuable now as they used to be?
I think they're more
Yes and no. People, they are and they aren't. It's how they're used, and if you're using them, too
You think-
often, I think
you think
it degrades it. Yes.
Well, do you think people believe them?
If it's a live testimonial,
Okay, good. Because it depends on
video testimonials are quite powerful, especially when
Yes.
it doesn't seem like it's scripted and it's coming from the heart.
yeah, just putting up something. Sometimes you see a lot of groups, they say, "Oh, so and so, congratulations, you made so much this week," or whatever the case may be. You
yeah.
wonder.
I agree. I agree. But what I'm getting at is that I agree with you, Christine. The value of a video testimonial that is totally unscripted and just from the heart is extremely powerful. I agree with that. However, a lot of other people are doing exactly the same thing. So how do you make it different for the potential client? Because everyone else is doing the same thing. They're giving testimonials and they're giving case studies and all this stuff. What else can we do to make them think, my God, I need to talk to you, Bill? Because you need to get back to them because you had the chance and you didn't do it. You missed the opportunity. What else could we do?
Well, emails are always a good way of keeping in touch with people, I think.
Doesn't work.
I know a lot of people get emails all the time. Get
Yeah, I don't.
You can send
But-
you could send a card to them, thanking them for their time or
Now you're
something.
getting close, Christine. Now you're getting close. Because electronically, Bill, with like emails,
People get too many of them.
yeah, the chances of getting. I mean, I have an email list and I'm pretty happy with the statistics of the email list. I get an open rate of about 35% of the people open my emails, which I think is pretty darn good, right?
Right.
I haven't got a huge list. It's about 900 or 1,000 because I got rid of most of the crap. But I get about 35% of the people opening it. And of those, about 10% of them actually click on any links in there, which is way above average, right? And all I'm saying is if you're relying on emails, then I don't think it's as powerful. Christine, you went close about sending a card. Have you done that before? And what's happened?
People love it. People love the card because it touches their emotions that somebody cares to send them a card and it's personalized to them.
Yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Have you heard of this guy? Is it back to front of you on the screen?
Larry Levine, no, or Levine. Is it Levine? Levine?
Yeah. Inside the front cover, you see this? He's got Peter, trust begets trust. Love you dearly, Larry. Thank you for your work and support. Okay, that's personalized in there. And then in the middle here, he's got another thing. He's got here, Peter, thank you so very much. I'm so grateful to have you in this community and the way you contribute is so valuable. This is truly a global name set. Please share your comments in any way you can. I appreciate you for who you are. God bless you, Larry. Okay? It's handwritten. Okay? Inside this book, right? And also inside this book, there's a whole lot of other bits and pieces. But he sent that to me in direct mail. Right? And when I got it, I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was coming. He'd had a conversation with me about a potential joint venture. And I didn't get back to him, and he didn't get back to me, mainly because I became quite ill and it went off my radar. And all I know is in that first appointment with Larry, he said, "Do you mind if I get your address? Not just your email, but your address, because if I find something of value, I'd like to share it with you." And with no obligation. He did, that's all he said. Right? And he had this in mind all the way through. What do you think I felt when I got this?
It's heartwarming, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And in here, there's another little part in here, right? And he's at the back. There's another one of these. There's another one. He's got here, "Peter, I'm going to be in contact with you soon because I'd love to get your feedback on the book. I'll give you a little bit of time to read it, but even if you don't read it, at least check out the chapters because the chapters give you the whole message. Okay. Thank you for being you. I'll talk to you soon, Larry." All right. So then when he reached out to me on social media and simply said, "Hey, Peter, I'd love to catch up with you. I'd love your feedback. I want to follow up with you. I'd love your feedback on the book. Okay. Would you mind if I left you my calendar link so you can chat with me?" Of course I'm going to chat with him. Right? And that's how he does it. That's how he gets back to people. He uses direct mail. Now, this is an expensive option to do it this way. Okay. Because he scaled his business to a pretty good level, right? However, I was listening the other day to someone that I think all of us know, and his name is Pat Dreyer. And Pat Dreyer works in a network marketing company. And what he does is something very similar. What he does, he hands out a book called The Greatest Miracle in the World. And he says to people, read this book and get back to me. So it's by a guy by the name of Oz Mandino, Mandino, The Greatest Miracle in the World. It was published in 1983 and it's worth $7. You have to pay $7 for it, right? Now, I'm not sure, John, whether Pat, actually you might know this, does Pat send these books out to people or does he ask them to buy them? I'm not sure which way he goes.
He sends them to people.
Okay, he sends them.
Yep.
So what he's doing, he is positioning that person's thinking before they have a next appointment. Does that make sense? And the power of that is extremely valuable. So, Christine, I'm taking your gift card idea and expanding it out a bit more. And it doesn't have to be your book. It can be anybody's book, as long as it fits with what you have. And
Just one thing there, Peter.
Sure.
Pat sent that book to Alpha, who was in the Your Next Level deal, who's in Germany.
Right.
And he mailed the book to Alpha in Germany. And the same deal. Alpha gets the book and it's holy crap. It comes from the US and it arrives in Germany.
Yeah.
It took Pat up about a gazillion notches on Alpha's radar as to wanting to talk to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. It's the direct snail mail. Well, not snail, actually, you should do it with some sort of express delivery, but you don't do it to everybody because that's an expensive venture. You just pick the ones that you really want to get back to. So, John, in your case, let me get back to your numbers. You said you reach out to 30, which leaves, and you get 5 of them, that's 25. We get rid of at least 15, that leaves you 10, right?
Yep.
Of the 10 that you got left, I'd pick just 1 or 2 of them who are the top 1 or 2, not all 10. Okay?
Yep.
Unless you've got a good budget, you can. And just send them out. In other words, you prioritizing them in your own mind. I want to speak to Bill and Christine. Of all the people, they're the 2 I really want to speak to, so I'm going to send them a book. And then you personalize the book, okay? And one of my mentors called Ari Galper, he calls that a trust-based asset, right? And it's extremely effective.
Yep.
For years, I used to use a PDF, and I still use them, right? A PDF sent by email. Now, that's fine if they are an existing client because they open the emails. But if they're not an existing client, the value of that is practically minimal. Practically minimal, all right?
Yep.
And because it's every other man, his dog is doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. So my message to you is, one, think of the 3 questions. Let me go over them one more time to make sure. First, how many people on average are you reaching out to for the first time each month? About. Talk to people. Of those, in your case, John, it was 30. In your case, Christine, it was 40. Of those, how many of those become an actual client over some period of time? And in your case, John, it was say 5, and in Christine's case, maybe 1. But it's that days. Then that means, on average, what's that client worth to you? Now, people haven't thought about this before. They haven't actually gone through those numbers. They haven't thought about, well, they're worth, John, in your case, let me get this right, it was $1,000, right, a month?
Yep.
Which is $12,000 a year.
Yep.
You keep them for a year, and you're saying you would keep them for 5, and I said, let's cut it back to 3 to make it conservative, right? So
Yep.
36 months at 1,000, which is 3,000, which is 360,000, correct?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. That figure normally makes people think twice because they have never thought about that actual. They think about, I need more people to talk to. Well, most time they don't. They already got enough people to talk to. They're not talking to the people in the right way. That's the point. Questions? Over to you. I need to get some breath. What do you think? Bill, what do you?
Oh, I think I've received things like that myself, and I don't think I ever joined anybody because of it, but it does raise some curiosity. There's no doubt about it.
I think it adds
And
goodwill
you
to
have
you.
to, the big thing is with that, you would have to definitely do the follow-up afterwards. If you don't do the follow-up, I found that most of those things I received, nobody ever followed up on it. And I think that's where you lose out. But,
Yeah, but
it's always in the follow-up.
well, yeah, but it's always in the feedback, not the follow-up. Bill.
Oh, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
you're requesting feedback.
I
You
think
are.
it, I think those sort of things that adds goodwill to your image, to your business. And if people might not be financially in a position to do something right now, but because of your reaching out and giving them some extra value that they weren't expecting, that you'd stay on their mind and you'd be the person they'd come to later when they can afford it. So I don't see it as a waste exactly, but yeah, I think Bill's right. You've got to follow up.
But
The
Christine,
big thing about it is you don't want it to come off as it being a campaign. If it comes off as a campaign, then you lose them right there.
I agree.
They think that everybody's getting it, so
I agree, and they're not, because you're telling the truth. Only in your case,
Right.
John, only two out of going to be sent the book anyway.
Like you said, the personalization within, and if you can tell it's really handwritten, because you can take and run those things, yeah, something like that. That has to be handwritten. It's written in the book, and yeah, but that could be printed too, other than Peter. So
Yeah, but it's
you have to
personalized.
make sure that it's You can
But in
tell something that's, ink, or if it's, printing.
Well, yeah, but
Uh,
it's not just whether it looks handwritten, it's the actual wording, because he actually talked about exactly what I did.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
it was aimed
it's
straight
targeted.
at
Well, you can still do that with the printer, but
Bill. Bill, don't be so mean.
I know.
You're spoiling his present.
Yeah,
Stop
that's
it.
the only thing. But
No,
but
no,
you
no.
know, it's like I said, if it comes off as being very personalized, yes, it has more impact. If it comes off as being something that's campaignish, not so
Yeah.
much.
What I'm really getting at, and Christine, you just alluded to it, you may not have realized it, but you said that the key words, that is keeping top of mind.
Yeah, I meant to say that
Okay.
because yeah, no,
Keeping top
that's
of mind with
important.
potential clients rather
Yeah.
than asking them for business, right? Because and Bill, you're right, that puts them off, right? But if you keep top of mind with them, and the way to keep top of mind is to do this, is to send something direct mail to them, which surprises them, completely surprises them. And you're only picking out select numbers of people who you really want the opportunity to speak with again. Not every man and his dog. Okay, I mean, 1 minute, I'll show you something.
The one other thing for it, the way that Peter was laying out the money, like that 360,000, when you mention your program, it's money at a discount. Because take 12,000 and it's going to put 360 in your pocket. Is that a good investment? That's money at a discount.
Right.
Yeah, well, to rephrase it, thank you, John. And sorry. And to rephrase that, what it means is that you are positioning them, the business case for them. You're looking at the actual amount that they can get, which is in your case, John, 360,000. And that's the figure in their mind that they didn't have before when they're talking about the cost of working with you.
Yeah.
And if the cost of working with you is only a tenth of that, then why not?
Yeah.
Or a 20th of that. I mean, it's minor. But if you didn't do that bit of mathematics first, then you may be perceived as expensive.
Mm,
They see what it's worth. Here's another one. This is from our regalper. This is his external mail. This is worth $100. He said it costs him $100 to do that. So he only sends to people he wants as a customer. Well, he got me right. And within, oh, sorry.
Now that to me comes off a little more campaignish, but okay.
Well, no, because in it,
Did he have something handwritten?
oh God, yes, yes. And
It's a really nice box.
I got this,
Mhm.
and there's handwritten thing. I haven't got the time to do that. There's another one in there. This is all in one box, unlike the sales game. He's got a little boy called Toby who's got Down syndrome, right? And these are the expressions from his son, which is really, they are very emotionally impactful, because Down syndrome people are truly trusting. They trust everybody, right? And he's put this all in one little book together. There's this, success stories from virtually every. What he's done is put into a book all the recommendations he's ever received, right? Stuck them all into a book. He gave me some M&Ms, chocolates. And then finally, this, right? Success stories of those who have transformed their business. It's a video book, because when you open it up, there's a video, and you play the video, and he talks to you about saying thank you so very much for opening up his surprise gift, right?
Now,
When
did
I
you
got that,
sign up for that to get it, or how did that come about?
no, as a
That's
result of that, I signed up with him to become a mentor. That's what I did. It
Yeah,
worked.
yeah, right. But how did he go about approaching you with?
Because we spoke at an initial appointment. Okay. I saw him on LinkedIn before when I was able to get on there. I saw him on LinkedIn and I reached out to him as a connection request because I enjoyed what he was doing. I'm talking about a long time ago now. I enjoyed what he was doing. And then he fed back to me and we got on a Zoom call together, just 30 minutes. And in the middle of the call, he said to me, Peter, would you mind if you gave me your address details? Because there's something I think I'd like to give you. There's no obligation involved, but I'd love to share it with you. Would you mind? And I said, sure. So I gave that. He didn't tell me what it was. And in this thing, he wrote me a handwritten note saying, I'm looking forward to talking to you. And then when I got it. Took about 3 days to get to me, which is very quick. Normally it's about 10 days to get to me in this village, right? But he sent it by FedEx, so it cost a fortune. And the box itself's worth $100. So obviously he wanted me as a potential client, right? Because it really made a big impact on me. And I thought, wow. And in fact, let me show you this. I'll show you how much impact it had on me. Bear with me a moment. Doesn't matter which book you take.
Well, that's also a reason that
I've
people.
been through it and marked out things, right? I couldn't put it down. I just couldn't put this down, this book. It didn't give me any solutions. It just told me and reminded me, holy mackerel, these are the problems I've got. This guy understands me. This guy gets me, right?
Right.
Didn't give me any solutions at all. And as you can see, right, I've made a lot of comments on it. Does that make sense? What I did, I created a video for him and stuck it up on YouTube. He didn't ask me to do it. I just felt so obligated to do something because I just enjoyed what he'd done so much. And I couldn't wait for him to get back to me.
Yeah, reciprocity.
Yeah, yeah. But it's powerful, Bill, right? That's what I'm getting.
Oh, reciprocity is very powerful.
Yeah.
That's why people give out, free ebooks and stuff like that. It's about reciprocity. That's how you get people to respond. But a lot of that. If you notice lately, actually, more and more people are actually charging for the ebook, and have found it more because you're getting somebody that's interested if they're going to making an effort to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a small amount.
John?
So, but the big thing, you think about it, it's an expense, yes. But you think about the people that advertise on Facebook. The average price for acquiring a client or a customer through advertising actually runs around $15 a person.
Yeah. But Bill, do you know what?
So,
there are so many. Be quite frank with you. Harry told me once he doesn't even care whether you even read any of the books, because it's done the job anyway.
Right.
It's done the job.
Sure.
And he said to me, all you need is to find some book, and if it's yours, even more powerful, like Larry did once, it's his own book. But if it's not, it could be on personal development, or it could be on, I don't know, whatever. Okay. And if you find it of value, you write in and saying, I thought you might find this of help and interest, and send it to him in direct mail. Just pick one or two. John, sorry, I cut you out.
What I was going to say was, if you order Ari's book online from his website, you get that box just for ordering the book.
Oh, you
His
get the
latest
box?
book. Oh yeah, I ordered the book, the sales book from that, and I got the box. So, and you get a call with Ari as well.
When you got
His
the box,
latest
how did you
book.
feel? Did you know the box
Oh.
was
You know, I ordered it because you showed it to me, and you know, I thought, holy crap, what a deal. And again, it came fast. He sent it FedEx from Australia to Canada, and I'm sure he's got a Canadian distributor or someplace, but you know, it showed up here quick. The other thing is his new book, The One Closed Sale. He's asking $99 for it, but it also comes with that nice box, but you get a half-hour call with him, and he'll answer your questions.
Yeah.
And you know, his fee is 10 grand and is 10 grand a month. So if you
Yeah.
take a look at $100 for a book and you get a half hour of this man's time, you got a hell of a deal.
Well, my point, let's keep it really simple, because I mean, Ari's at the top of the tree and he's in a budget area that we're not at, okay? Okay, I mean, I'm not asking you to spend $100 per customer, but just sorry, just conceptually, by using direct mail for just one or two of the best potential customers you had each month, could be well worth considering if you personalize it. That's all I'm trying to say to you. And the impact on them can be dramatic, truly dramatic. More than just gift cards. More than just gift cards. You're heading in the right direction, Christine. But I think if you actually, I mean, there are so many books you can find, and it doesn't matter as long as you personalize your message in there, that people can see that you really are thinking of them. Okay, so to do that, when you have your first consultation with somebody, all you simply need to do is this. Would you mind sharing with me in the chat, if you're on Zoom, in the chat, just put your address in the chat, because I may find some things that you could find of interest in, and I'd love to share them with you. Just give me your address, not just your email, but your home address. You don't promise anything, just leave just like that, okay? Most people will give it to you. They'll give it to you, all right? And all you do, and you only say that to people if you're talking to them and you think, wow, I'd like to talk to Christine. I really want to get back to her. Or Bill, you impress me. I love the way you think about things. If you didn't think that, you wouldn't ask him for the address in the first place.
I'm going to have to go in a minute, Peter.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No,
So I've got a meeting shortly. I need to get a drink.
That's okay.
So haven't eaten breakfast or anything yet. And I've been in
Well,
meetings all morning.
Well, we'll wrap it up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. And that was a valuable discussion.
All right. Bill, okay?
Because I have
Yeah.
assets like that I can give to people.
Yes. Send me
Yes.
one, Christine.
Send you one?
Yeah. Which means
Okay.
you're going to have to ask me for my address. We'll do that next time, all
I
right?
already got your address. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you. I'll just stop the recording. Thank you for your contributions, and I'll try and get this put into the Facebook group as soon as I can, all right? Bear with me.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks,
Sounds good.
Peter.
Thank you.